Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the miracles of the spirit, and a lot of people think that faith has to be based completely on nothing. It's like believing in air, but it's actually not the case. There are many things like speaking in tongues, which I believe in, being slain in the spirit, things like that. And being slain in the spirit, the best way I can describe it is just that um, you receive the Holy Spirit in such a fashion that you are overwhelmed by it, and your body cannot withstand God in that form. If you know anything about the Bible, you'll know that no one can look literally at God because it would kill you. And so that's kind of like what being slain in the Spirit is like. You experience the Holy Spirit in such a powerful fashion that your body cannot withstand it. It is too much for your body to withstand. So Paulette's going to tell us a little bit about her experience with being slain in the Spirit.
Okay, I did not believe in that either. I was very critical. I would see people at church constantly, at different churches, not just, one in particular, but at different churches that would fall out or be slain in the Spirit, and as they were going down, they'd be pulling their shirt down, or, they would, one that I noticed a lot was that they would put their hands back to, block themselves from hurting themselves in any way, shape, or form as they hit the floor, which always caught me off guard because, for someone who was being slain in the Spirit, if God was going to knock you down, so to speak, then he's going to, protect you from breaking anything. But anyway, I was always just very critical of it because I would see people do stuff like that. And until one day, we had a guest pastor come to our church, and he was actually doing a sort of workshop on the Holy Spirit and the gifts of the Holy Spirit and that kind of thing. And I was sitting in the front row, and I was interested in what he was saying, but at the same time I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And it's like it was sort of weird. He stopped what he was saying, and then he turned and he looked at me, and he goes, "Come here," and he motioned for me to go up to the front, and I was like, "No, I'm good." And he was like, "No, come here." And so I stood there, and he looked at me, and he closed his eyes and he started praying, and then I was closing my eyes but sort of having them open at the same time. That way I could kind of see if I was going to be pushed down or what he was going to do, or if anything was even going to happen. And but he started praying, and then he opened his eyes and he looked at me again, and he said that I needed to let go and not fight it. And I didn't know what he was talking about. But he started to pray over me, and I closed my eyes, and I felt this, I started to feel myself going backwards, but I fought it, and I sort of lifted myself back up, I was kind of swaying. And so he again repeated, don't fight it, the Spirit's there, and he just kept telling me to not fight it and to just give in, and, all of that. And so I just kind of all right, I'm gonna let go and give in. And I felt this, I can't even describe. It wasn't like a push. I don't know how to describe it, but I fell out, but it was very calm. I was very calm and at peace, and I laid on the floor. I don't remember praying. I don't remember how long I was on the floor, but when I opened up my eyes, I looked up, and there was a ceiling fan, and I heard other people being prayed over as well. And I kept looking at the ceiling fan, and the only thing that I could think of was, whoa, that was just, it was so intense and different for me to experience something like the Holy Spirit, being slain in the Spirit, for someone who didn't believe at all and was critical of it.
And were you able to move when you were laying down there?
No, my body was tingling completely. I couldn't move at all.
Huh.
I couldn't think. I couldn't, like, at all.
You were just at peace?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there that fake falling out or being slain in the Spirit because they want to experience it so badly. And oftentimes this is why atheists, nominal Christians, the media, people like that will never give it a second thought, because there are so many people out there that will actually fake it. And over time, I will do my best to bring you more stories like Paulette and the genuineness of the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Paulette.